There are five really important things your adopted kids must know before they turn, say, about 12. For the most part, parenting a child by adoption and a child by birth are the same. You love them, you care for them, you set limits, and you might just spend your afternoon watching them jump on a bungee trampoline. More or less, you are just a parent. The distinction between adoption and birth is really just not important. But there are some distinctions. And one of those is that as an adoptive parent, you have the responsibility to talk with your child about the meaning of adoption and about their adoption. And by the time your kid is a teen or even a tween, say around the age of 12, there are five important things your child needs to know. The first thing your adopted child needs to know is that families are made in a lot of different ways, and adoption is simply one of those ways. There are families with single moms. There are families where the child and the parent are of different races. There are parents that are much older, and sometimes even grandparents are raising children. And there are families with two dads or two moms. Families come in a lot of different flavors, but they're all still family. At Creating a Family, we have lots of resources to normalize adoption and explain adoption to your kids, including this resource listing 35 famous adoptees along with ideas of how to introduce them to your kids. The second important thing your child needs to know before they're a teen is they need to know their full adoption story. That includes the good, the bad, and the difficult. The second important thing your child needs to know before they're a teen is they need to know their full adoption story. That includes the good, the bad, and the difficult. As a parent, it is ever so tempting to want to protect our kids from some of the hard issues in their story, such as perhaps conception through rape or a birth parent who's addicted or in jail. But the truth is, it's your child's story and they have the right to know. And they have a right to know by around the age of 12. The third thing your adopted child needs to know is that you are open to talking about their birth parents. Heck, you even welcome these discussions. Another thing your adopted kids need to know by adolescence is how to answer questions about adoption from their friends. Because the truth is, whether they're telling you they're getting these questions or not, chances are very good they have received some from their friends. One of the ways your kiddos learn how to answer questions from their friends is to model how you've answered questions in public about adoption. Another way you can try is to provide a resource called the Wise Up Power Book. It's provided by the Center for Adoption Support and Education. And the fifth essential thing your adopted child needs to know before they're a teen is that you are willing to help them get more information about their past or their birth parents. That information may be hard to get, it may not even be available, but they need to know that you're on their team and you are not threatened by their curiosity. At Creating a Family, we are the National Adoption Education and Support nonprofit, and we have lots of information to help you and resources to help you talk with your kids about adoption, including an online education center, Adopt Ed for Parents. You can get to it by going to our website, creatingafamily.org, hovering over the word online courses, and click on Adoptive Families. We have 9 courses on talking with kids about adoption, including how to talk about adoption with young kids, talking about adoption at different ages and developmental stages, and talking about the difficult parts of your adopted child's history.